just when you think the day is over and the weekend has begun, I get a call out, and I gave Ben all my plumbing stuff and it's come through as hot water won't stop leaking, and I can't be turning up to these jobs with without, you know, speed fittings, compression fittings, you know, stuff to obviously pipe and stuff to fix it. So I've got to run to the job we've done and grab the bit. So again, I'm like a fireman sliding down the pole, just threw my stuff on and I'm out the door. I wonder what this one will be. So I'm gonna guess the flexi on a sink tap, or yeah, or like a loose compression fitting. I can't really think. A hot tap leaking, and the fact they know it's the hot tap because the water's hot, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I've been right the last couple of ones, so it must show that I am actually experienced in these types of issues. And hopefully from doing other people's jobs, not mine. Right, yeah, we'll see what it is and whether they let me film. So this bit of the tap's just completely gone, and that is boiling, so right, let me see what. Go. Let's see if we can fix it for her as well. So what I've done is, you'll see on these, that one's blue, this one's red, and what it is, it's a little plastic bit that pops out, and then inside that has a gripper. So you can see that the teeth, like almost like a cog on that. However, this one's tiny, so what they've done is they have this blue bit that goes on the end. So I mean, I'm not sure whether I can, if I've got any mitre bond in my van. Nah, it's gone. Or if I could mitre bond that on. Nah, I'm not gonna bother, because it's only gonna make it worse, isn't it? But basically, if anyone has this issue in the future, either pop this off with a screwdriver or a knife, whatever you can, and then inside there is an Allen key. So if I get my Allen key, so you can see this little thread with a pin, and that goes into, that goes through that hole into that thread. And sorry, I've got one hand here, so, and as you tighten it, the pin comes out and obviously compresses that. Let me just see whether I can put this on without the rubber thing on it. So I have actually been able to put that on, and it's turning left and right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this isolator back on. There you go. And this should be working now. Right, here we go, let me just straighten it up. Well, that was a nice easy one. I could have just turned the water off, they were buzzing with that, but I've actually managed to fix the tap as well, so at least it's, you know, worth it for them.
and I've left. They were asking for my card because they said they've got loads of other bits, and they gave me a tip. It's not often you get a tip doing call outs, but I got a £15 tip. So yeah, they were obviously happy with how quick I managed to get out there, probably because they were worried. Obviously they had boiling hot water, and then they were worried. I said, oh look, I've isolated the tap and that, and they were like, are you able to put the boiler back on? And I was like, yeah, I haven't turned the boiler off. There's a lot of confusion, so if anyone's watching and you don't know the difference, because what happens so many times, people get a leak or even just running the water, and what people do is or the other way around, they are linked. If you have a combi boiler, it's a combination boiler, so it heats your hot water and it heats your radiators, so it heats the water that's in the radiators. However, they're not actually joined, so you take the pressure from the mains water, which is by your boiler, and you use that pressure that's in the street, like the how many psi, and you use that to obviously get the pressure in your central heating system. So your central heating system is pressurized so that it's easier to pump around. It's sort of less friction, say, and people often get that confused with like running a tap where you have pressure, but obviously as you use the tap you lose the pressure because it's gone. So the mains water has to constantly have pressure, whereas your central heating, you pressure it, say, to 1.5 bar, and then it stays at 1.5 bar. So you can do your hot and cold water, turn the water off to your mains of your house, that will stay at 1.5 bar as long as there's not a leak. So when you have a leak and people go and turn the mains water off, it doesn't actually do anything, although they probably will think it does do something, because eventually that 1.5 bar of pressure that's in your central heating system will drop to nothing, and you'll probably turn around and go, oh, there you go, I've turned the water off, it's done the job. But yeah, they're not actually linked in that sense. The confusion is where if you have a leak in your central heating system and your pressure drops below 1, your combi boiler will recognise that and it'll turn itself off, and in which case you'll lose hot water, and that's why people probably link the two. But that's more to do with the boiler recognising a fault and shutting itself off. Right, that's it for Friday night, unless I get another one. But yeah, please let me know in the comments if there's anything. I feel bad that I didn't have a bath tap now. Like everything I've got on this van, I don't stock a bath tap because I just think like you get one a year maybe, but maybe I should. Maybe I feel bad now that they want me to come out and fit a new. Actually, they don't, because they want me to come out and fit a new bath and shower mixer. So you know that's not too bad, but at least it's all working now when I've left. Right, that's it. Good morning. It's Saturday, and I say I don't normally work Saturdays. However, there's a few videos on a Saturday on the channel, so maybe I do. But this time it's for obviously a customer that we've done lots of call outs for. They are renovating G-Bar, and it's going to be I think it's the 10-year anniversary, and so they're doing it all up, and they want all new toilets and sinks, etc. And it looks like, you know, they're doing lots of work to it. You'll see yesterday I went there, however Garland's, the old club opposite, caught fire, so hopefully this morning that has been resolved and the parking is back open. Otherwise, you know, it might be a bit stuck. And still early. Yeah, hopefully they want me to sort out. They've always had an issue with these toilets and it keeps blocking. So I mentioned to them about, you know, upgrading the air admittance, which it didn't have any. So I'll probably go overkill and put one behind each toilet, just so it's got that flush. And they were also talking about getting concealed cisterns. Now, there is an issue with concealed cisterns, some of them, where we had them on Western and I had to change the system inside, and it's to do with, obviously everything's getting lower and lower water now. However, they've changed like the flushes from like 15 litres and 9 litres to now, I think most of them are 6 litres and 3 litre. So they have 2 buttons with 3 litres for a wee and 6 litres for a poo. And yeah, the concealed cisterns, I don't know if it's not the literage, it's to do with like the buttons that you press and how it triggers that to come out, but some of them like trickle out, and so if you've had a poo, it doesn't like flush the poo properly, it just like trickles out, and like, you know, water goes down the toilet, but it's not enough of a flush to flush everything that's in the toilet out. And so my friend's got a house on a new build estate, and every single house has got these concealed cisterns in, and every single one of them has the same issue, just like literally like a pathetic flush. So they have like a group WhatsApp, and they're forever saying, you know, there's always issues with the toilets and the drains, and when you're not getting as much of a flush in your drains, you're not getting enough water to push waste like tissue and poo, etc., down the drain. That's when you start getting issues, because basically you'll if the falls aren't perfect, what will happen is the water will travel obviously away, and the poo will be left behind, and then if you don't use it for a while, it'll dry up, it'll go hard, and then it'll, you know, stick to the side of the wall, and then as you're like pushing more and more down, it becomes a blockage. So I've just told them, like, there's no way of knowing really, unless you've like bought a product and you know that it's good, then, you know, you might as well just gamble and get it and then just see what the flush is like. So I'll see what these ones are like when he gets them, but he wants me to go in now and take the backs off and do the air admittance stuff and the face fix ready for when they do it. And then they've also took, I think they've took like almost like a worktop countertop sink, they've took that out and they want to put pedestals in, so they just want me to move some of the pipe work around for that. So yeah, let's go and have a look. So thankfully they managed to put the fire out yesterday. You can still see water's coming off the roof where they've been doing it. Right, here we are. So what we're actually doing is, these toilets haven't got any air admittance at all. They literally just go straight down, and I think that was probably the best air admittance they had, because the sink, they said it always used to smell of poo in here, and it's because this is just open. It's just an open drain, and the waste for the sink just like dropped into it. So obviously all the smells were just coming out. They want to move this bit out the way. They're getting another urinal there, and they want to hide that pipe. So we just meant to make it like bulletproof, so that, you know, anyone coming in here can't swing off this and cause a leak. I know, like, how stupid that sounds, but yeah. And then we want to get air admittance on these toilets, so whether we put one in or one per toilet. I'll probably just do one per toilet and bulletproof it. So I'm just going to pull them off and see what the setup is, and then I'll go to Screwfix and get air admittance for this one. And then there's another one around here, so you can see it's all getting done. So we just pulled this off, and again, they've just got, this one has obviously got an air trap on it, you'd imagine. However, this one wasn't getting used, and it's just got, like, you know, stagnant water and bottle tops and rust and everything in it. So they were saying that stinks. So again, I was just going to I could put a pipe through this and put a Bosch connection on, and then an air admittance, and just seal that so that no smells are coming out of it. So I haven't done an update for a bit actually. Been to Screwfix to get some bits, and what they thought was this actually had chipped away the floor, and it was actually a grid cover for obviously a Y branch gully, but it's got a trap. So what I've said to them is, obviously when these basements were built for these houses, these weren't meant to take anything, you know, constantly sort of thing, and obviously they were just sort of basement gullies. However, for them to put obviously the sink waste into here now, what will happen is if someone puts something down the sink and blocks this, everything will back up here, and obviously the toilets will flood, which is what they don't want. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to break this trap out, connect onto the mains. We've got this weird, really thick lead pipe that is just constantly dripping water. No one knows what it is, but what I'm going to do is convert this to plastic, and then I'm going to connect this to obviously a strap-on, silicone that in, and then we're going to get the sink waste connected in with an air admittance, and then this is ready to all get boxed in and sinks put on them. And then I've done this one as well. So they had a problem in these where they weren't flushing properly, and there's 3 toilets, there's one there, one here, and then this is the 3rd one, and this bit was just capped off, so it just had like a bung in it. So I've took that out, and what I'm going to do is put an elbow, and I'm going to put an air admittance there, and that way that air admittance acts for these 3 toilets and gives them, you know, airflow so that they can air flush properly. So let me try and I'll get that done now, and then that job's ticked off. So one thing I was just checking then was that there's the system for that. So I just wanted to check that this is the air admittance. So this allows air in but doesn't allow smells out. And I just wanted to check that, yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to get this in, obviously higher than the toilets, well as high as I can really, because if the toilets block and it backlogs, obviously we want that as high up as we can, so that obviously it doesn't get blocked with sewage or water, etc. coming out. Right, so I'll just cut this pipe to size, and if you haven't seen it, one of my favourite tools is obviously this sharp edge here won't go into that very well. So what we do, see this like cone shape, chamfer's edge on it, you can that's similar now to what you'd get one from Screwfix from the factory, like, so I know that'll push in now. I was just about to go to my van to get some silicone for this, and then I seen this, and that'll do it. I should just put that, I normally just put it in a bucket of water. And that smells nice as well. Right, that'll push on, and then I need another bit of piping then, don't I? Let me check this fits. Right, ooh, nearly. So the air admittance just comes with like rubber bits on, and that should just push into either a pipe or, there you go. It's ready now, and then I've got that elbow in, I'll chamfer this, and then I'm going to try and get that in, down into that one,
And then that's done. You'll be able to see then that, like, obviously... Oh no, it won't. Sorry, I've got to bring out the top. I've just done that. So, I forgot that these need the meter cubed. So I'm going to have to take that top off. And this is going to come out the top. So it's got a meter cubed of air in it. So, I'm still in town. And I'm hopping between jobs at the minute. So, what always happens is, when you do a bit of everything, you start fixing one thing and they go, yeah, that's done that, and you go, oh, there's another bit here actually, and I think they want me to just fix everything. So they've got stuff that I think has been fixed badly in the past and it like continues to leak, and they just sort of like manage it between each, you know, weekend, because that's the busiest thing for them. And like now they're asking me while I'm here going, why did you do this? And I'm like, oh, because of that. And they're like, oh, can you fix that as well? So I'm having to change all the gullies out now, so they don't smell. And then we've got a leaking on the surface now, so I'm just heading there now. So it's lovely alleyway. I'm just doing a video if you hear me talking to myself. So this, obviously the whole, near enough the whole room, isn't it? It's wet. Just flushed this toilet and all was coming out the side here, so disconnected the toilet, and let me get the flash on. What's happened is this had come loose, so hopefully I can get this back on, because with it being a back to wall one, the access is limited. So I'm going to take this off. Yeah, it's still got the rubber on it, which is good. And right, so let's get that back on. Right, so we've got the heat gun. And then silicone that. And then I've done the base as well. So hopefully it's hard because I'm trying to get this all nice, but if it's on the tile, I can't get my spreader in that little tiny gap. Oh, right, this stuff absolutely stinks, the things I pulled out the gully that was covered. And then I'm down to like normal water now, so I'm just trying to chisel this because I'm thinking it goes that way. I'm feeling the bit, so I might just need to chisel a bit of this out now. Right, so we're in this side, and what I've done is I've put that air admittance all the way up, and what I've told them to do is just box it into where someone can reach and make sure they leave that air admittance open. And yeah, that one's done. This one, wow, like this has been coming off in what you can see, like tiny pieces, so I'm going to need a big breaker on this, because I've got to get back to, obviously this swan neck finishes about there, so I've got to get it back to there, chisel all the way around it enough to get a rubber collar on, and then convert it to thing. But I don't want to do that with this dripping non-stop. If I was to smash that out now and go home, they'll come in tomorrow to this all like soaking wet. So I'm just going to go over the road now and have a look at this. I say the jobs keep mounting up. They want me to have a look at another one over the road. I'll show you now.
Oh, and then they want the gully taken out here as well. So you'll see the setup I've got here now. Because they said this stunk, and it did stink, because I pulled all that out of the gully basically. Good job I come here, because I left the hot water on to clear that gully out so it didn't smell. So you'll see now, look, there's all clean water there, but that absolutely stinks. So I've redirected everything, so they've just got 2 pipes now, put clips on so it falls this way, and then I've just reduced it to thingy so I could get a nice clean connection into there, and then I'm going to come back with the concrete breaker and break this out, and that will go straight in, and then we've got an air admittance on the top so that it can flow. It didn't need that as such, because you can swap for air admittance on the sink waste. However, this makes it roddable, so if I change that, if I leave that on, if there's ever a problem, I pull that off and I've got access to it. I can see where, if there's a blockage there or further along. So that will be coming out when I get the concrete breaker, and then that'll be like, you know, permanently done. Then it won't smell, it won't, you know, overflow into here, which is what it's been doing. Right, I'll show you outside now what they want me to do. So here's the other issue they've got. They've got this block of flats above here, and you can see this one is the foul water, so the soil. You can tell because obviously it's got sink, you know, it's got the toilets coming into it, and then it goes to an air admittance at the very top, and then the rainwater comes down to here, and that's on a separate one. However, you know, they've had the go of trying to do this, and it comes out here, and what it does is it goes straight down there, and what's there is the strippers that they've got. So the water goes down there and just floods the basement. So when Garland's was on fire the other day and the firemen were absolutely pumping water, all that water was just going into their drain. So what I've got to do is I've bought one of these. So I've bought a flexible T. So if I can get that into, obviously there, it'd be cool if we can get that onto there, and then I can just direct the rainwater straight down into there then, and that solves all the problems again. And so we've got plastic to there, so that'll be good. So I'm just going to clear this stuff, angle grind that, hopefully out of these 2 toilets no one and, you know, flushes it out onto me. I can't be bothered knocking on all these block of flats to see if anyone's there. So yeah, let's just try and get this done. So I've got that on line with where it needs to be, and we want the pipe to be there and there. So if I cut them 2 now, I should be able to flex this on. Oh, right. I swear I could do with a bit of a corded grinder, couldn't I? Because this would be solid cast iron. And it's already broke there. Hopefully it doesn't snap off as I do it now. Will it? Oh God, I hope not. So if you haven't got a 9-inch grinder, or even that doesn't get through it, what you've got to do is cut it into sections so that you can now get the blade in there and finish it off. So cut that, snap it out, and then hopefully I can get the rest of it off now. So what I feared would happen has happened as I've cut this bit that's been paired in the past. So what I'm going to do is break it out to this, and then we're going to put a plastic pipe into that and then connect it up. So I've got that in. I need a coupler and a bit of pipe. Oh, I haven't got any pipe, have they? And then I need another coupler here because this one's not the right one, but at least it'll do for now. So that bit now will be redundant, and all the water will go out and it won't flood the club, which is what they want. So we need to go and get 2 couplers, 3 couplers,
Or I could change that pipe and put a piece of pipe in and get one coupler. Oh, I've got some of that pipe in there as well. Is that big enough? Right, there we go, all done. So rainwater down here, into the T, out into the main, and like I say, I've swapped this connection. Oh, right, I've got some bits for tomorrow because I'm going to come back and finish off this pipes. Wow, 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 wow. That was a slog of a Saturday. I can't believe I've left mine at like, I got there for 9 and it's 9 till 4:30. Wow, I've done like a full day on it of just absolute plumbing crappy jobs. I've got to go back tomorrow as well. There's like, well, there's the drain and the other bit I need to do, and there's the pipe work for the sinks in the men's toilet as well I need to do. But I'm absolutely shattered, and the lad who was there, he was like, he can't stay any longer, so I think I've got all the stuff to do it. What I'm thinking of doing now is, rather than chipping that bloody C100 concrete out, I'm going to put a 50mm pipe through the pipe, sand cement it, and then connect the 2 sinks and whatever that lead pipe is into it, and that way, you know, and I'll put a thing at the end so that it's roddable, and then that for me is like the best solution with what we've got at the minute, with them wanting to open next week or 2 weeks. I can't be faffing around with a big massive break and make a big massive hole, and it should serve the same job if I put a 50mm pipe through as well. So yeah, I wanted to try and do it then, but I'm just exhausted. But right, I'm going to go and meet the footy lads from City of Liverpool, and although I've still not drank, I don't know how long that's been now, since June was it? Oh, nearly 3 months, or 3 months is it? Not bad. And do you know what, I've not really missed it. I've just missed like, maybe like the, definitely not missed the hangovers. I've just missed like the pleasure of like the relaxing feeling that you get from it. But yeah, right, I'm gonna go home, get showered, and I'll shoot out. So yeah, that's it for Saturday.